Good evening, everyone. We will begin the evening service of the Miroku Association headquarters expressing our gratitude to God and Meishu-sama for the permission and protection granted while participating today in God's divine plan of constructing paradise on this earth. Let us pray together the Amatsu-Norito, Prayer of Heaven, followed by the Miroku Prayer. Please stand. Taka amahara ni kamsumarimasu. Kamurogi kamuro mino mikoto mochite. Sumeni yoya kamu izanagi no mikoto. Tsukushi no himuka no tachi hana no. Odo no ahagi harani. Bisogi harai tamo. Toki ni narimaseru. Araido no o kami tachi, moro moro no magakoto tsumi kegare o. Harai tamae, kiyome tamae, tomao sukoto no yoshio. Amatsu kami, kunitsu kami, yao yorozu no kami tachi tomoni. Ame no fuji koma no mimi furitatete. Kikoshi meseto kashiko mimu maosu. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Miroku o mikami mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami. Mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Oshie miyoya nushi no kami. Mamori tamae saki hae tamae. Kam nagara tamachi hae mase. Kam nagara tamachi hae mase. Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining ever more brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified as we live your truths given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan. Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei. May God and Meishu-sama bless you. Johrei is now concluded. We will listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teachings. Honesty. Honesty is a true treasure, far more priceless than any earthly treasure. I am now spreading the divine teachings of God so more and more people may be awakened to truth and become truly honest. In order to help others become more virtuous and honest, those who serve must first rid themselves of all insincerity. I have been honest since childhood. I could not tell a lie. When I was young and starting out in business, I was often told, an honest man like you will not be successful. You have to learn how to tell lies if you want to be successful in the business world. I too thought so then. For a short period of time, I tried to do my best to lie. But it was sad. I was so miserable that I couldn't stand it. My life became dark, and my days were all unpleasant. Being a merchant, lying should have been useful for me in business. But somehow it didn't help. Finally, I made up my mind to remain honest to the end. From then on, results were unexpectedly good. The business world trusted me, so I succeed by leaps and bounds. Later, when I left the world of business to concentrate on my spiritual work, I remained true to my decision to live by the principle of honesty. Naturally, the results have been good. In the beginning, I was misunderstood, criticized, and harassed. Yet, despite all the ups and downs in my life, people's trust in me did not drop. I believe strongly, even now, that this was due to the merit of honesty. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for attending this evening service, where we had the opportunity to pray for our ancestors, for our family and friends, and also praying for world peace. Also, we gather to appreciate God and Meishu-sama for all the blessings we have been receiving during the day, during this week, and the blessings of Johrei. Johrei, what is Johrei? It's this divine energy transmitted through an individual to another for spiritual healing. And through Johrei, we can see many miracles happening, transforming people's lives. Like the one I just heard about Mr. Adriano. He has a beautiful story where he shared that, well, actually, Adriano, he's 42 years old and has now been a Johrei member for 8 years. Adriano works as a security guard at the beginning of January 2021. He experienced intense purification caused by stress related to both professional and personal matters, which triggered a crisis that manifested itself in anxiety and panic attacks. That was Adriano. Since the beginning of the pandemic, Adriano had withdrawn from regular dedications at his Johrei Center, and consequently, he felt weaker, spiritually speaking. He was frightened and found himself unable to be alone, even for a moment, because he was afraid of virtually anything and everything. He no longer went out on the street. He stopped working, and based on medical examinations that were performed, he was advised not to seek work, and he initiated treatment protocols. Because government offices were operating reduced hours due to the pandemic, Adriano had difficulty contesting the issue of his absence from work and consequently not receiving benefits to which he was entitled to, all of which culminated in strong financial purification. Then, one lay leader, having become acquainted with Adriano's situation, paid visits to his home, accompanied by another missionary. At that time, Adriano was lying down, all the lights in his room were off, and windows were closed because he's been panic stricken. He essentially was hiding in a corner of his bedroom. So they both channeled Johrei to Adriano, as well as to all other family members that were present. Beginning on that day, Adriano received religious assistance daily from several members and missionaries. In just 3 weeks, he found himself able to attend the Johrei Center and once again engage in the Johrei practice. He mentioned to the lay leader that his parents had gone through similar purifications. Thereupon, Adriano was advised to request Sorei Saishi, the protocol that would provide the enshrinement of his ancestors. Increasingly, Adriano felt uplifted, and his disposition changed dramatically. He committed to daily dedication efforts to clean and maintain the vegetable garden at the Johrei Center. After 4 months, he received from the Social Security Administration some delayed benefit installments to which he was entitled. Adriano went before the altar of the Johrei Center together with the lay leader and expressed his gratitude for blessing received, while also materializing a special donation of gratitude. He was also able to get a new job and was already paid off part of the debts that had accumulated over several months. His emotional problems have also diminished considerably. He no longer experiences anxiety crisis, and his use of medications has largely been reduced. Adriana is very thankful to God and Meishu-sama for the permission to have experienced these purifications and to once again be able to be useful instrument in the divine work. He also is very thankful for the lay leader and the missionaries for their loving support and guidance. He has pledged to remain firm in his dedications and in the channeling of Johrei, and to become an ever more effective participant in the construction of paradise on earth. That was a beautiful experience from Adriano. With this, I would like to thank you all very much for attending this evening service, and I wish you all a very, very good evening. So this brings to a conclusion this evening service. Thank you.